Good morning, my friends. Good to see you again. Obviously, I can't really see you, but I'm glad you're taking the time to view this quick little message. Communication, Part 3, January chapter 12 of January. What's your chapter going to be like today? Always a good thought to think about. So, communication, our final day. Quick little, we could talk for weeks on communication, but I wanted to give us just 3 simple principles to start with. If we have too much to start with, we never start. It seems that there's a psychological thing that dings in our brain. Read a couple studies now, can't remember their names and stuff like that, but I'm sure if you did Google searches you could find that there is some kind of psychological effect that when people are given too many choices, they don't make any choices. So, I just given you 3 choices, 3 principles about communication. We talked about honesty, and we talked about, boy oh boy, it is terrible, can't remember. Asking, there we go. Remember after a minute. And this one may be the most important principle, but at the same time it's the most difficult, because if we follow this principle we can also get into trouble, because most people don't know how to do this with tact and respect and responsibility, and that is meaning what you say. Too often relationships are broken down, destroyed, lost, because people do not say what they mean. Deals could be broken. You could lose the best opportunity of your life simply because people do not say what they mean. I've always in my life been very general, and sometimes that's been a benefit, but most of the time being general is very, very hard to live with. Why? Because you can make a statement and mean one thing, but because it is so general, so broad, it can be interpreted anyway. For example, let me give you an example of saying what we mean. This is not necessarily an example of being too broad, but this is an example of saying what we mean. Honey, when you get a moment, can you take the garbage out? That's not what you mean. That's what you're saying. That's not what you mean. What you mean is, honey, I've got a lot of things on my plate right now. I don't have time to take the garbage out. Can you do that for me right now? You see the difference? One leaves an answer open-ended for the hearer to interpret however they like. When I get time, sure. But I'll never have time to take out the garbage. It's not something we want to do. Say what you mean. In the sign business, I like to say this when clients come in and we start developing a sign or a poster or a business card or a brochure, any kind of printed material. I always say this: you have to assume people are stupid. Now, you're going to take offense to that statement right now, and I don't mean it offensive. What it is meant for is to remind us, the designers, the people that have a message to say, that you don't leave open-ended statements. You don't let the customer, you don't let the person you're talking to have any doubt as to what we mean. You never, as soon as there's doubt, as to what is meant, there's misinterpretation. That is why when we have our laws and our constitutions, they make a constitution, and then by the end of 10 years, there is an amendment, there is an antidote, there is an add-on, there is an explanation. Why? Because at the beginning, there was open-ended statements made, and not everybody understood, and so they have to give clarity to what was meant. So when we talk, when we say things, let us mean what we say. Now that is not difficult to do. The difficult part is this. The difficult part is learning how to be nice, learning how to use tact, and learning how to be respectful when we say what we mean. That's the difficult part. See, here's the deal. People don't know what you're thinking. Some people have a better ability to sense what other people are truly meaning than others. Their mind is more attuned to that type of thing. A lot of times I can do that. I can feel where someone's coming from, even though they're saying one thing. But we really can't read each other's minds. So when you're saying something, please say what you mean. When I'm dealing with customers, when I'm preaching, I ask questions and I try to provide answers. I try to say what I mean. So, this is a very simple explanation this morning. Short and sweet, and yet somehow we can all relate to this. We've done it with our children, we do it with our spouses. We generalize, we give open-ended statements. Especially in sales, when I did some sales training, not real great at selling, but one thing they always teach you is don't leave an open-ended. Don't give them an option to say no. So when you ask someone to do something for you next time, don't use this phrase, if you have time, or this one, if you want to. Just tell them what you mean. Be nice about it. Be respectful. But tell them what you mean. When we talk and communicate with people, we need to ask. We need to be honest. And we need to say exactly what we mean. If we're going to learn to do this, we have to start doing it now. And one final thought before I sign off this morning. In order to do these tasks in communication effectively, we as individuals who are communicating have to take 100% responsibility for what we say and do. What I say is not your fault. It's from my mouth. I have to check my emotions. I have to check my thoughts. I have to check what's going on in my mind. I have to engage the brake before I put the gear in so that I don't say something stupid or that's hurtful. And I do that on occasion. And I sincerely apologize to anyone this morning that has ever been in contact with me that I've been in a situation where I've lost control of myself and I've said something. Why? Because we don't always say what we mean. In the heat of a fight, in the heat of the battle, we don't always say what we mean. We just say stupid things and it's hurtful. What's the point? I don't want to hurt my loved ones. I don't want to hurt my friends. I don't want to hurt the people around me. Say what you mean, be honest, and ask. So, thank you for following us. Another lesson for all of us to learn. especially myself. Let's do it together. Let's succeed together. You can follow me on YouTube, the Manual to Life Project. You can, and it's also under FJG Personal Development, Personal Success Development. And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm out there. Have a great day. Ask, be honest, and say what you mean.